Are you ready to ignite your business and achieve your full potential? Welcome to Building Success Stories, the podcast that empowers entrepreneurs and business leaders. I'm Ann Donnelly, and I've spent over 4 decades in the business world. I've witnessed the power of perseverance, innovation, and strategic thinking firsthand. We'll explore the stories of successful entrepreneurs and business leaders, and we'll delve into the practical strategies and mindset shifts that can propel your business to new heights. Get ready to be inspired and motivated to take your business to the next level. In this episode of Building Success Stories, I speak with Riham LaRussa, owner of Saratoga-based Small Packages, a company built on the idea that gift giving should be personal and stress-free. Riham left the corporate world to take over Small Packages in late 2022 and aims to empower customers to find the perfect gift for any occasion. Small Packages offers a variety of gift boxes, each filled with high-quality products, 85% of which come from women-owned or minority-owned businesses. Listen to Riham's vision for Small Packages and get some great gift ideas, whether you're shopping for family or corporate gifts. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Riham LaRussa of Small Packages. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Small Packages.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Small Packages is a thoughtfully curated gifting company. We really do corporate side and direct to consumer. 85% of our products come from other women-owned and minority-owned businesses. We really want to highlight and showcase those more since they don't get as much attention and, help discover new brands and products. And we like to see, we really take, I don't want to say the hassle, but really the hassle out of gift giving. And you can come onto our site and you can either pick an already curated option for like a birthday or something awful happened, a get well box, or you can also create your own gift box and you can select from what brand values matter to you, or if there's allergens you want to avoid. And then, our biggest part is the corporate side where we do curate specifically for each company, for each event. It could be for a speaker event, it could be for the holidays. We do Father's Day, Mother's Day as well.
Okay. And because it's online, it's all website based. You're not limited to location, but do you have certain areas that you get most of your business from?
Yeah, I would say, 98% of it is the US. We do get the occasional orders online from our e-commerce shop to the UK and Canada. But when we do our corporate orders, we do ship worldwide, and wherever you've got either clients or employees, we've shipped everywhere.
Okay. And Christmas is coming, unfortunately, but this is we need to start preparing, especially corporate gift giving, because that needs to be all planned ahead. So would you say this
time, I would say from about October through January is really the busiest time with the holidays. It all depends. Some people like to avoid, doing Christmas gifts. So they do them in November for gratitude and just saying thank you.
Oh, that's great.
A lot of, so we've shifted a lot of those to just gratitude and thankful. And another, a big chunk goes for New Year's. So people don't want to inundate, or, everyone knows that people travel around the holidays. So they like to have the gifts deliver and just say, let's kick off the new year, right? And this is a New Year gift instead. So really it goes all the way through the end of January.
That's great. I had someone when I started working with a financial advisor, I had a big surprise when a gift showed up. Do you get some of those types of corporate gifts also?
Yeah, we actually, right now, we do keep stock. We have certain clients that we work with. One is a logistics company based in Kentucky, who they have we call it the Kentucky Bourbon Box. We don't sell alcohol. That license was too difficult to figure out. I don't have time for that. So every time they onboard a new client, they send the information to me and we ship that new client a box. So everything is just easier that way. They, pre-order all the inventory, it sits here, and we ship out each time. So we have a lot of that, and a lot of coaches, business coaches and other types do that as well. We just keep their inventory, we keep their custom cards and everything aside for them here.
Yeah, I think that looks like a really good idea because I just thought that showed a lot of thought when I got that. And even though I knew that it was fulfilled probably through a third party, it still seemed like a nice touch.
Well, it just shows that they do care and they are saying thank you. Everyone is busy, and that's why it's great saying like, this is what I want to do. I want to show people that we're being thoughtful, we care, and it's not standard items you're going to find at Walmart or Target that you can just add to the cart or to a basket. Some are different products and just higher quality, in my opinion, than what you can find there.
No, definitely. From looking at your website, I could see that. I also saw you had some that are good for just friendship gifts and for new baby gifts. And what other types of set packages do you have? Or you call them curated boxes?
Yeah, they're specially curated or thoughtfully curated. Yes, we do like the new baby and new mom boxes. Like those are like our most popular, just because sometimes it's their second or third. They don't have a baby registry, and you just want to send a little something to let people know. We also have, something, when it's hard to give somebody a gift with fertility issues or if they've lost a baby, we have, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the box now, but we have one specifically for that. We do, just like a little charcuterie board box, which is really always the, around Thanksgiving is when it's more popular. Because I always remember when I lived in New York City, my family's in Ohio. It was always said if I couldn't make it home, like you always just miss the charcuterie board. So we thought like a fun little way is if you have somebody that can't make it home is to just send a little something for them to make themselves and just still feel part of it. Because the charcuterie board's the best part of the holidays, right? So I'm not even hungry by the time the meal is there.
That's a great idea. And it's a little bit of a step up from I don't know if you remembered Hickory Farms. Is that still going even?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Hickory Farm, but it's like Harry and David, and it's like similar to that. But I like to think that these are more curated in different options and from different companies, minority and small owned, and a lot of them are veteran owned as well, and just all products. Not all of our products are made in the USA, but I would say I think 90 to 95% come from people based in the US. So It just kind of helps create, a better economic ecosystem as well.
Yeah, and it might mean something to certain people too to get a gift.
Exactly.
Makes it seem more special than just like a chain store.
Right. I mean, obviously I agree, but I think it feels like there's more thought put into it versus just something from one of those big box names where they're not really putting thought into it. They're just looking for a price tag and where their budget falls.
And then they're supporting you, a woman-owned business, which can be also important for people.
Exactly. And through supporting my woman-owned business, you're also supporting many other women in minority-owned businesses as well. So
how long has Small Packages been going?
So it was started in late 2019. However, we acquired it in November 2022. So we're going on 2 years now.
Okay. So it was a going concern, and when you took it over?
It was. So when I acquired it in November 2 years ago, I was honestly just looking for something new to do. I was in a career, same industry for about 17 years. And, I knew I wasn't happy, but I never realized how unhappy I was until I left. And I was like, well, like stress now, obviously. I think everyone does with like day-to-day, like work and life. But it's just so different, and I'm not miserable like I was. And one thing I really liked and wanted to continue with Small Packages was the fact that it really strongly, one of the visions and the morals and I can't think of the word, but like behind it is really supporting other women and minority. And I always tell people, my parents were immigrants to the US, and they are truly the American dream. Don't feel like that's really possible to achieve anymore. I I call it now the American fantasy. So I figured if there like just one little way that I can help other minorities and women, and when I say minority, I don't just mean people of color. I also mean like LGBTQ or, disabled or just whatever is, in the minority bucket, just helping them achieve a dream is just because seeing how my parents achieved it. My dad was a street vendor in New York City and then ended up being a chief electrical engineer. I can't remember his final title, but he traveled the world and helped, design transformers that are still in place, like in Germany and Japan. And like that, mailroom to CEO type thing doesn't happen anymore. So I just want to be able to help others achieve those dreams while also alleviating a stress that we all know we have when it's time to give a birthday gift or holiday gifts or just a thank you gift or something. This takes the stress, and I don't want to say the thought out of it because you're still being thoughtful, but just not having to spend the time, spinning your wheels on what to do and what to get.
Yeah. So what have been, say, the biggest challenges? Because then you went from being a W-2 worker to being self-employed, and you're working in an e-commerce space. Did you have any sort of e-commerce background before, or was that all new to you?
Yeah, so I had a little bit of an e-commerce background. So I worked in the stone and tile industry previously, but we did a lot of construction for retail and restaurant spaces. So when COVID hit, there was no more construction at the mall. Nobody was opening the new Tim Hortons anymore. So to pivot with the company, we decided everybody is now remodeling their homes. Let's try, previously we did not target homeowners because it was just really more of a retail rollout program. And so with everyone turning to remodeling their homes, what we did was we took a lot of the stone and the tile that we already promoted and warehoused and opened it to the public. So I helped lead the team that launched our website. It was KP Home. And so we launched that, and I managed that and worked with the marketing team and everything to get that up and running. So I had background there, and it was only, I would say it was for about a year and a half of experience there. Was not thinking I was going to go into this e-commerce world. I didn't think I was going to continue, or at least at this level. I really do enjoy it. I think it's a great way I get to connect and meet with so many things actually out here in Saratoga that I never even heard of or knew existed. I have one client that likes to send, boxes around Thanksgiving every year for her family and friends. And her thing is always upstate New York. And they get to find all these new coffee company, like roasters, not just coffee shops, but like actual coffee roasters or different foods that are being created here. A new peanut butter company based in Albany that I'd never heard of. It has like cookie dough in the peanut butter. I actually can't wait to taste that. So it's been a great way for me to just not grow myself in the business, but to really meet so many really cool and creative individuals in the area, as well as, new clients like all over the US and stuff too.
It sounds like a lot of fun trying everything out.
It is. The samples are mine and my kids' favorite part. Although they complain that the chocolate we get doesn't have sugar usually. It's like the 2-ingredient chocolate. And they're just like, oh, this isn't good. I'm like, well, this is what chocolate really tastes like. Okay. Yeah.
Finer chocolates.
Exactly.
So what are some of the challenges that you came across getting started, and how did you get over them?
Yeah, there are quite a few challenges. Well, first was going from, I was in corporate America for my whole career and always had a team or worked with a team or just had people to always bounce ideas off of, or just like, hey, I can't handle this today. Can you pick this up or let me help you? There was just the teamwork and the, collaboration there. Then coming and working for yourself and owning your own business, everything is up to you. If a mistake is made, that's on you. So they're just like just learning to work on my own. I don't want to say holding myself accountable because I will always get my work done, but just making sure I like stayed on course. I don't have anyone to report to except for yourself, joked and, would say, oh, my boss, she's a real bitch, like whatever. But it was really challenging to learn to work and manage everything on my own. One way I've like overcome that is through, I got a few interns, outsourced some of the things like, marketing is just not my strong suit. I will never really understand all the social media, like algorithms. I never want to learn how to understand that. So, trying to find a financial partner, that helps with like my bookkeeping, because smart individual, there are just things that aren't my strong points and I just didn't want to have to deal with. And, like the finances were another part of that. Like I said, I was in the same industry for 17 years, meeting new people, like I was like, wow, how have I lived in this town for what I'm going on like 10 years now? And you don't know as many people as I thought I knew. Having to really put myself out there and start networking. I myself am a shy introvert, doing and practicing. And I will say sometimes I would show up at a networking thing and I was just so overwhelmed, be like, no, not today. And just leave. And now I feel like I go and I know half the people and it's great. It's just so much more comfortable as I kept putting myself out there. So it was really a challenge to get to know what my own strong points were, what my weaknesses were, finding out how I could, outsource or find help with my weaknesses and just work on the strengths. But, sometimes, and I think most small business owners will say, like, it's really hard sometimes to go from just working in your business to on your business so you can keep growing it and making sure you don't grow too quickly so that you can still fulfill everything that needs to be done. Like collaborating. I'm part of a community based in Saratoga called Palette that really has helped me with that, basically by just having so many different people in so many different industries to just bounce ideas off. Somebody just helped show me how to make, a good quality reel for social media. Am I going to use it? Probably not, because I hate trying to learn more about social media, but there's just always somebody there to help or coffee and talk to. So that's really been the biggest, I think, challenge for me, was just being on my own and holding myself accountable and just finding my new tribe out here, which I think has helped. I also use a really great scheduler where I input everything I need to do, how long I think I'm going to need. And it just, basically every day rearranges my schedule based on what I input, what I didn't get done the day before, what the deadlines are. And I just think like all those little tools all together.
So what's that tool called? I think I need it.
Oh, it's called Motion. There is another one called Notion that I learned about yesterday that I will look into more. But Motion, it's really, you can put it on your phone, but it's best on your desktop, and just put in my priority list. I can break it down. It will break down in chunks for you. It's just been such a game changer for me to help, organize my day and figure out what I should be working on.
Yeah, because that's one of the biggest challenges for self-employed people is managing your time, making the most use of it, being focused. Because you're, like you said, your boss is a bitch.
Yeah, like I'm like, no, my boss is a bitch. Yeah. She's really tough on me sometimes. I always tell people, I'm the primary parent in my house. So my husband does robotic surgery. He's a PA at Ellis. So he doesn't get to clock in and out of work. So kids are sick, there's an activity, a party, whatever. We have to make sure I can accommodate that into my schedule as well, which is really, it's a big challenge where you're like, yes, I have the flexibility to make my schedule whatever it is I want to make it, but it's also really hard then to accomplish everything you need to accomplish. This AI scheduler has really helped me with that.
I'm definitely going to have a look at that.
Yeah.
Motion with an N. So this is Motion with an N.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking with somebody at coffee yesterday. She was like, oh, I use Notion. I was like, wait, Notion or Motion? And yeah, like I never even tried. They're just overwhelming, but some of them are really great and help you streamline, especially like I said, as a, entrepreneur or solopreneur, help manage little things that really alleviate like hours of my day of trying to, figure out what I should be working on.
So you mentioned about Thanksgiving gifts being maybe more trend. Is there any other trends you see coming up for the holidays and as far as gift giving is concerned?
I don't know if it's like anything new. I've just realized, a lot of people, to play it safe, stick with food and snacks and everything because it's the safest way to go, because usually people can enjoy things like that. I haven't noticed any new real trends. It's either lots of fun snacks or self-care. Everybody's about self-care and trying to take a moment for yourself. I feel like we're all preaching it, but very few of us actually practice it. Those are just the two biggest things that I've noticed. I also have found a lot of bigger companies, and I realized this in the last couple of years, are sending out Mother's Day and Father's Day gifts to their employees too, which I was really blown away by. I think it's just incredibly thoughtful to tell people like, yeah, we know you're a mom, and it's not just about the holidays, that they're just letting their employees and team know that they're cared about throughout the year.
Those are great ideas.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, a lot of business owners, especially smaller ones, might be worrying about the cost of gifts,
Right.
and they feel that they need gifts. Do you have any suggestions on budgeting for this sort of thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think like everything depends on your budget and what you're trying to give. I feel like a lot of times it's not about how big or expensive the gift is. People really just appreciate the fact that you thought about them. But also nobody wants junk anymore. Like we're all sick of getting junk in the world, where I am at least. So we really make sure, like, that's why I always say, like, giving things like snacks and food type items, it's like always such a win, because you can get some of them, like some of the chocolates and everything, they're higher end because they're finer quality, they're like small batch made and everything. But I do think you can get quality gifts for people that are really thoughtful and, quality for around $35. So I think anything under that is really tough, but it can be done.
Yeah. And people just need to decide which of their customers and, if it's only certain customers, longer term customers, that type of thing.
Exactly. And some people work with have two tiers where they're like, well, getting an $80 gift, and the customers that spend this much money get $40 gifts, so that always helps too if you have two different tiers.
Yeah. And your website makes it really easy for people to go in and see what you have available on there, whether they want to build their own or whether they want to work with you. And I'm assuming they could contact you if they want some more advice on it.
An email through hello@smallpackages.co. And I always have to tell people it's .co, not .com. But also, like, there's a form to fill out that you can fill out, and, we will contact you to make sure, like, we fulfill your needs or whatever. So, with custom orders, as long as there's, I'd like to say 5 to 10, and your budget is at least $35, we can help you curate something that's not on the website, something that's completely different and special. Sometimes people like some of the things that they're like, but these are our company colors. So they want it to kind of feel like it's in theme of who they are. Yeah. So we help people in all different categories with that. I actually got a company reached to their gifts for the trade industry with HVAC and electric. That's going to take some research because I don't know anything about that stuff. But for me, like, that's also a fun challenge where I'm just like, well, now I get to learn about more products in this world that I never would have thought of or dreamed that somebody would come to me to ask them to help curate that. But that also takes a lot of time off of them and frees up all of their time. So that's like, big thing is where we solve the problem of you want to give something thoughtful, but you don't have the time to do the research and everything. So, we outsource what we don't have time to do.
Yeah. And you can help people with that.
Exactly. And all of our boxes do come with handwritten cards. So it does feel more personalized. It feels more special versus like a typed out note or something like a note on the packing list that says to blah, blah, blah from blah, blah. So
typed out thank you, period.
So ours are all like you pick out the cards you want and you with like a certain piece, you can do personal cards just for your company with your logo and everything. So it really does feel like it is more thought out.
That sounds great. Do you have any new developments coming up in the future? What's the future hold for Small Packages?
What does the future hold? That's a great question. I wish I could see. So we've got a lot of different balls in the air. Something that we rolled out, I think, earlier this past year was we did the marketplace so that people who did not pay for like the box and the packaging, you could just buy the one-off items, or if somebody really liked a product they thought that they could just buy it instead of having to get it, buy the whole like, we've always toyed with the idea of subscription boxes, but that's where something I'm always hesitant on because I want to make sure, like I said before, hate getting junk in the mail or, subscribing to something where you're like, why am I still getting this? I don't want to add waste to the world. So we've been toying with that idea for every quarter, but like something with the women and food thing where you can try foods from around the world that you never would have thought of that, like products we already carry or with vendors we already work with. So that might be on the horizon. We recently opened up local pickup for people in the capital region, just for people who are local and they didn't want to pay $10 for shipping. Right now, not sure what 2025 holds. We'll see if subscriptions, come out, if we have something like that. But right now we're just kind of holding fast and trying to get through the holiday season because it's like I said, it's the busiest time and everyone is always last minute and we want to make sure that we can help everybody or fulfill everyone's needs.
Now you mentioned having some interns. Do you have any employees or are you running this on your own?
So I don't have any full-time employees, no. But there are times and periods where we do have some part-time, like 1099 employees on board. But mostly I went the intern route because who knows social media better and like has time to Google the trends and like she wants to look at these things. So I get like social media interns either through Saratoga High School. I've done through Skidmore and Siena as well because they know it's cool better than I do. I feel like now I always think like, wow, this is what my mom felt like. I would talk about something, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've never heard of this or whatever. Like, yeah. You don't want to spend the time figuring it out. So that's really where like the help with the interns came.
Yeah.
I do hope in 2025, I guess like one thing is I do hope to be able to bring on at least 1 or 2 full-time employees, but time will tell. Right now, I've just outsourced the things I need help with.
Logistics wise, are you using a distribution center to send these out, or
we have little store like warehouse in downtown. I call it a warehouse. It's really in downtown Saratoga. We're in the Collimer building, and everything is done through there. Through the help of interns, part-time employees. Things like that.
Really give that personal touch.
Sometimes I am, sometimes it's me, sometimes it's other people. It just depends on what time of year it is and everything. But that is something that I would love to offload full time to somebody. I do love having it in-house though, because you actually get to see what all the products are when they're here. Do they really fit in the box how you wanted it? One thing, because we were in a DPL, a third-party logistics company is what we were using. I never knew what the product looked like. And I really didn't like having that hands-on feeling and not a control freak, or I didn't think I was, but I'm starting to realize I do like to have a little too much control because this is coming, it's pretty much got my name on it. And I want to make sure that I'm not sending, things that are like looked great in pictures, had a great description, but is actually really cheaply made and looks terrible in person.
Yeah. That is one of the things when you have your own business, you really do start to become more of a control freak because it's your name, your reputation.
Exactly. So I'm more aware of that. And maybe I think in the next few years, we would like to expand to a larger location. But right now, I think where we're at suits us for now.
Well, it's great to know that you have such high standards.
Yeah, I try. I try to only send out what I would want to receive or how I want it to be received. So
That's a great way to think about it.
yeah, thanks.
Is there anything else you want to include?
Just would love to help anybody out there, like with their needs. Reach out and let me know. I can help, and you'd realize like what a time saver like our service really is, and you not having to worry about anything.
Well, I think if people go on your website and see the products, you'll probably win them over.
So thank you. I take a really hard time and care. In the next week or so, we'll be launching our holiday boxes, which has taken me way too long because I like pour over. I'm like, well, I don't know. Do people, I really struggle. I never realized how indecisive I was until I had to make decisions that affected me personally as well, because that's my finances as well as, a business one. But yeah, we'll have our new boxes coming in soon. They're great ways, like last minute gifts. And if you're local, like you can come pick up and not have to worry about paying for shipping.
So that's a great idea. So people just need to go to smallpackages.co.
Right.
T-O.
Yes.
Not smallpackages.co. And you mentioned that the email address is hello@smallpackages.co if they want you to ask any questions.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have our form online if you want to do bulk gifting. We can help from there too. You can set up a time to meet with us or me. I say us, like I like to say us, so it sounds like we're a big business, but yeah, I'm always happy to meet with people.
That's great. So it's a great idea for holiday gift giving and lots of different types of gifts too.
Exactly. It's great for Valentine's Day, especially for men. Men, like you don't like to shop, stop with the standard flowers. Like, if you want something unique and different, it's a great idea for.
Yeah. So nice to talk to you.
Yes, you as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to do all this with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me in this episode of Building Success Stories. Are you ready to take your business to the next level? I've got you covered. Visit my website, AnnDonnellySuccessStories.com, to access additional resources and sign up for my newsletter. And to work with me directly, visit AnnDonnelly.com to learn more about my services as a fractional COO and business consultant. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform and never miss an episode. Until next time, keep building your success story.